chunks of me.
What's going on, guys? Timber Tactical here. Today I'm doing a review, actually a tabletop review of my SIG P320. Yesterday was the initial performance test and it did exceptional. First things first, open the box, and this is what cracks me up. It looks like they took the Apple approach. Give you some stickers, some inadvertent advertising, and then you get some literature, you know, do's and don'ts, how to operate the firearm, unique quirks about it, NRA discount, looks like a lock here, and is that all? Yep, looks like there's a lock, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna do a safety check. Nothing in the firearm at all, and we're cleared. So the cool thing about this is the ergonomics. First thing I really like is the beaver tail. It feels really good in your hand, and it just kind of molds to your hand, especially with the contours. All the controls are simple. It's got an ambidextrous slide release, slide stop, if you will. Also, the magazine release here can be switched out with I believe a paper clip. You can switch it out and put it here if you're left-handed. The frame can also be switched out, which is actually one of the most interesting parts of the firearm, which I'll show you guys. So the procedure is lock the slide to the rear, and then this guy here goes to about a 45-degree angle. Slide comes off completely, and then you fish this guy out here. Then you pull up on this guy. And this is your firearm. You've got your whole serialized module here. You can buy these online for $40 a piece, and you don't actually need a background check, which is pretty cool. Angle. What you want to do is you want to match up these guys where the flat taper is, and then you kind of line it up here inside of the frame, if you can see that, and then you just have to kind of fish it in. It's definitely a process. Line up your rails, lock the slide back. That's something I forgot to do because I was messing with this for about 3 hours, because if you don't lock the slide back, you're going to be doing this forever and the slide's not going to lock itself. So procedures to do that: push forward, and that's pretty much what you do. And then you want a function check, make sure it's still functioning. There we go. Let's talk about another one of the popular parts of the pistol, and that's the trigger. Brakes right there, and there's your reset. It's really smooth. It's like butter. It's actually one of the highlights. It feels just like the PPQ, but the PPQ is much more refined. But the trigger on this is excellent. It's definitely the most smooth trigger I've ever had in any kind of firearm that I've owned personally. It's the HK USP. Safe on that. Just a little size comparison. Obviously, this is a full-size gun. So this is 45 ACP. I should have mentioned that in the beginning of the video. So that's what you're looking at in terms of size. So this is a pretty hefty gun. I still love the USP. That's the next thing we're talking about. Just darken the room a little bit. And you can see those guys pretty bright. As you can see, they light up pretty well. Which is the tabletop. I want to go over the performance. So for 45, it shoots extremely soft. Like, I could not even believe I was shooting a 45. And that's one of the interesting things about it. And I think that has to do with the beaver tail. It does have a high bore axis, which you guys can kind of see. So when it sits in your hand, it sits a little bit higher, but that really doesn't matter. The sight picture is excellent, and it's really smooth. I really have no complaints about it. Really happy to adopt this one as my new EDC. Now, these two magazines that it does come with, which I should have mentioned from the start, are actually 9-rounders because they're obviously 45. So yeah, you know, you do get one less round than the Glock 30, but to me, this is a smoother shooting gun. I really can't get past just how comfortable it is, and just how all your controls are just here. There's not too much, there's not too little. If you get injured, let's say, you can still actuate your slide release, or if you're left-handed, you have that option as well. I believe the only thing that doesn't really carry over is the takedown lever, which you don't need it on the opposite side to take down the weapon, just if you're trying to use the weapon. So that is my review. These night sights also are MEPRA lights, so just for anyone that's curious. Alright guys, thanks for watching.